internal rotation, isometric hold. So I've obviously got a cable machine here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cable machine pull me right to the end of my passive range. If you do not have hypermobility, if you do have hypermobility, it'll be a little bit different. I'll explain to that in about 20 seconds. But if you do not have hypermobility, you're going to very slowly let this out into the end of your passive range. Come out, so that's not touching. And then come back in about a couple of inches and hold here. You're literally holding it just within the edge of your passive range, and you're gonna do this for 2 minutes. But you're gonna do this to failure. Unless obviously the program says 80% or whatever, but if you're doing it to failure, then this is what you're doing. Now the reason I've got this set up so that I'm only a couple of inches away from this here is so that when I actually fail, and I literally can't hold it anymore, that's all that happens. I'm not going to hurt myself. Now, if you have hypermobility, it's a different story. I don't want you to go all the way to the end of your passive range. What I want you to do is figure out where's your, let's say that's your active range. What I want you to do is get to the end of your active range and then just go about another 10 or 15 degrees and hold it there. Exactly the same exercise. You're just, rather than going to the end of your passive range or your stretch, you're going to the end of your active range plus 10 or 15 degrees and then hold still here. So you should feel everything on the sort of the adductors, that kind of thing. Once again, you just want to set up here so that you're a certain distance away from here, so that at the end when you fail, you're not going to hurt yourself because your leg just goes and it's a couple of inches to drop and you're fine. And this here is going to be interesting. It'll start relatively easy, but then as you go, it might take you a couple of times to do the exercise to figure out the right weight. But when you do, you're going to get to a point where 90 seconds in you start shaking because your nervous system's freaking out. Everything's getting really super fatigued. And we literally want to do this to failure. So pick a weight that you go to failure in at the end of roughly 2 minutes. And at the end of 2 minutes, it'll change. You can't do it anymore. And that happens. Enjoy.